So, according to an article from CNBC published 5 hours ago, the Winklevoss twins Bitcoin ETF has been rejected by the SEC for a second time. So, the Winklevoss twins, known famously for being one of the co-founders of Facebook and for founding the Gemini exchange out of New York, which was a friggin' miracle because New York is like one of the tightest regulated areas for crypto, but they pulled it off anyway. In my opinion, the Winklevoss, I can't even say it. The Winklevoss twins have done a lot for crypto, and this is just another kick in the teeth for them. So I don't think they deserve this. Anyway, there's a few points in this. I'm going to refer to the article in the Toshi Times, which says the US SEC has rejected a proposal for the world's first Bitcoin ETF from the Winklevoss twins. Everyone was getting a bit excited about this recently, the Bitcoin price moving up. Many people were attributing that to anticipation around ETF approval. ETF being an exchange traded fund, basically an easy way for the masses of average investors to get access to Bitcoin investing without having to buy, store, and secure it. EFT meaning exchange traded fund, right? So it's a bunch of Bitcoin that a fund manager gets together and secures, and that fund is then traded on an exchange, hence the name exchange traded fund. And you could just buy into the fund through your broker and boom, you've got exposure to Bitcoin's price rise or fall, right? So that's why everyone was getting excited about it, because there's tons of people sat on the bench, sat on the sidelines that want just an easy way of investing in it, and an ETF is the way to do it. So the CNBC article kind of broke the news, and I've got a few other notes here. You've got here, they reportedly submitted a proposed rule change this June for the cryptocurrency ETF, which the SEC has now rejected. So the Winklevoss twins want the SEC to tweak the ruling around ETFs to allow a Bitcoin ETF. The SEC has finally said no. Very interesting. So it says here, the SEC has previously argued the main hurdle to clear before being able to sanction a cryptocurrency-based ETF is the issue of sufficient investor protection. Hello? That's why we want an ETF. Now people are just going to go carry on buying from scammers because there isn't a simple way to invest in Bitcoin. I don't know, like an ETF, for example. Anyway, I highlighted this bit in orange that says, nevertheless, the SEC stated that the rejection of this particular ETF should not be seen as an assessment of either blockchain technology or Bitcoin as a means of payment. Rather, the decision rests solely on this proposal for the Bitcoin ETF. Oh yeah, I've seen this tactic before on the UFC, right? One guy gets his head kicked in, but at least he gets a little hug from his opponent afterwards, right? Punch in the gut, nice little hug, everything's fine. So moving on from there, the other bit says the SEC also noted that the agency is intended to protect investors and prevent manipulative or fraudulent acts. This is the key bit though. Furthermore, this issue could prove intricate to solve as 95% of Bitcoin trade volume is facilitated through cryptocurrency exchanges that are outside the United States. Well, that's interesting. And that's more getting into the meat of the matter. I would say, well, how do you handle a gold ETF then? Right, another asset which has large trading volumes outside the US. And plus, the only way that that would really affect US investors in an ETF is in the price swings of Bitcoin. Okay, that's normal. I actually dare say that the reason that gold is different is because there are far fewer exchanges around the world to deal with, right? So if the SEC wanted to do international enforcement and all that, they wouldn't have that many exchanges to go after. With a Bitcoin ETF, that should be similar because it's going to be traded on legacy exchanges, right? You're not going to find a Bitcoin ETF trading on all the cryptocurrency exchanges because the ETF itself is not a cryptocurrency. So where I was going with that is maybe the SEC was worried about the difficulty enforcing it if there's like dozens of exchanges. But that's not going to be an issue. It's not going to be any more of an issue than enforcing it, the rules on a gold ETF, right? There's only so many exchanges around the world that will deal with it. Anyway, moreover, it says here in the green, the SEC would also still appear to be mulling over whether to approve a Bitcoin ETF which would be operated by blockchain platform SolidX and the New York-based investment management firm from Vanek. So this is the SolidX Bitcoin Trust. That is another Bitcoin ETF that is under consideration right now. So all is not lost. It would have been nice for the Winklevoss twins to get their approval, just because, you know, they are flying the flag for cryptocurrency, and I genuinely believe that they are backing it for the right reasons. They are businessmen as well, but I do think the heart's in the right place. They've testified before the regulators in New York. They've done the Gemini exchange thing. They've done a lot. They're always in the media promoting it and so on. So I would like them to get their ETF, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen in this round. Maybe the SolidX Bitcoin Trust is going to beat them to it. And who knows what's going on behind the scenes, right? I'm not suggesting corruption, but it's possible. Anyway, how did the markets react to this news? Well, as you can see on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, not very well at all. So in the last sort of 4-5 hours, from about 9 p.m. GMT, we fell from an opening price of $8,277 per Bitcoin all the way down to $7,939. Pretty big drop, if you ask me, in a 4-hour period. We can actually measure this using the TradingView measuring tool. 4.2% drop, and actually right now it went all the way down to, it's trading at 7,900 right now. 4.8% drop over the last 2 bars of 4 hours. So this particular bar doesn't close for another 2 hours yet. So that 6-hour period, 4.8% loss. Not great at all. If you look on my chart, we're almost pulling back to the previous support and resistance level that we broke. So you see here, which was the 24th, that was 2 days ago, it's this 5 a.m. bar GMT, and it pumped right up to $8,506, hit its head on that, and then has sort of dithered around before the SEC news and the ETF news came out, and now it's pulled down somewhat. Looking on TradingView, Ethereum is actually staying pat at just up 0.14%. So Ethereum doesn't seem to care there. Actually, I'm not looking at the actual Ethereum chart. I'm just saying in the last 24 hours, the price has stayed pretty stable. I've now just zoomed out to show where the Bitcoin price rallied up to. It was sort of a high price from the 21st of the 5th. So May time, 21st of May. So we've recovered all that there and then dipped again. So that's the explanation for the recent price drop. It seemed like perfect timing for the news to come out and then the market to absorb it, and then down the price went. So that is most likely what happened to the Bitcoin price after this news came out. Again, you can never be absolutely certain because, you know, correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation, but it seems pretty certain that the two things happening together are likely to be the cause of each other. So that's all I've got for you today. So if you thought this video was absolutely terrible, you can hit that button if you want to. But if you liked it, hit the like button and get subscribed, and even grab yourself a discount coupon for any one of my online courses, which you will find down in the video description. Also down there is a link to my Twitter profile, where you should follow me, and my Steam profile, which you should follow me as well, especially if you want to get tipped in cryptocurrency for commenting on my content. If you just comment on my Steam posts, I will upvote the best comments and you'll get tipped some cryptocurrency. Other than that, I'll be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. Right now I'm in San Francisco. It's extremely busy outside. You may have heard some car horns tooting and whatnot because the traffic is absolutely horrendous. But I've been taking Ubers around, so it doesn't really bother me that much. That in the back of an Uber doesn't stress me out. But anyway, I'll be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. If you've got a bit more time, check out this video that I released recently about Bitcoin futures volumes being up on the CME exchange. But until next time, guys, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.